Hello, beautiful humans! Welcome back to Adventures of Keek. So for today's video, I want to start off by asking two rhetorical questions. How many of us use a jar of salsa or pasta sauce, marinara sauce, etc., whatever comes in a jar from the grocery store? When we're done with it, we recycle it, or maybe even throw it in the trash. Did you know you can actually make a bigger difference by focusing on the first two R's of reduce, reuse, and recycle? So if we focus on reducing our consumption and reusing the things that we buy, then it's much better than just the cycle of buying and recycling in a recycling cycle. So today I'm going to try and convince you that reusable jars are your new best friends. I'll show you some cool DIYs and just creative ideas of how you can upcycle and reuse what you already are buying. Make sure to stay tuned to the end to see my favorite new idea for what I can do with my jars, and I promise it'll come in super handy for quarantine. So let's get into it. First, as a disclaimer, I kind of want to say that I personally kind of hate DIYs. I think I'm bad at them. I never finish projects that I start, such as this unfinished rug tassel project or this watercolor painting, both from many years ago. But one day I needed to organize my room, and in the spirit of upcycling and zero waste, I decided to turn some old items I had into new useful room decor. This led to all of these ideas that I'm going to show you that are easy enough to do even if you're as anti-DIY as I am. So first, of course, you'll need a jar, and this project was inspired by all that sticky stuff that gets left on your jar. So you take twine or whatever string that you want to use and basically use the stickiness left over on the jar that you couldn't get off to stick your string around the jar. And so you just wrap it around. You can cut it at whatever length you want and just make sure to stick on the extra end to the jar. Then you can fill the jar with whatever decoration you want. I chose sea glass, kind of sticking to a beachy theme here. You can also use rocks, sand, maybe twigs, whatever you have. And that's it. Basically, you can use this to organize whatever products you want, brushes, makeup pens, whatever. You can also use it for your school supplies like pens, pencils, just to keep things on your desk or your vanity dresser organized and looking pretty cute. Now you never have to buy one of those cheap but cute plastic containers from Target or Daiso or Ross. Or am I the only one who shopped at Ross for home goods? The next DIY is also very simple. You first take your jar and you're going to want a notepad or somewhere where you can get little pieces of paper. Preferably different colors would be cute, and just make these little strips because we're going to write on them. I saw this idea in a wellness article where you can basically make yourself a wins jar where you can write down different wins for the day, for the week, things that you're proud of yourself for, grateful for, and just to bring some positivity. This has been really helpful in times when I felt like I wanted to focus on the good things, or if I ever want to look back at them and see all of the happy things that I have in my life. So you can decorate this however you want. Mine is very simple. I just tied a ribbon that I had lying around, probably from an old gift bag, and just tied it around the top, made a cute little bow, and that's it. And as you fill up your jar over time, you can just see the accumulation of all of the good things that you can be grateful for. You can also do this with memories and one day look back at all of the little memories that you jotted down. You can also write kind notes to yourself or someone else and maybe even give it as a gift. Jars can also be used for miscellaneous containers like organizing your bathroom, or use them to propagate houseplants or grow food scraps and herbs, like the cilantro shown here, which is not growing like my green onions did. I think they needed to be transferred sooner, but with little water, that's all you need. Fill up jars with your favorite drink, or take it to a coffee shop, grab some iced coffee or your drink of choice, and take it to go. This is an essential for college students or anyone who's on the go because the seal makes some jars leak-proof, and so you can just stick it in your bag or backpack and be on your way. And you can test out if it's leak-proof and go ahead and enjoy your drink like you're a college student sitting in a lecture hall on a hot day after biking 15 minutes in stressful bike traffic, getting all sweaty. A nice cold drink already prepped for you is exactly what you need. Jars are also essential for reducing waste on your trips to the grocery store. Keep a few jars of different sizes in your reusable grocery bags, take them to the store, and use them to fill up on bulk items such as at places like Sprouts or Whole Foods. You would weigh the jar at the store, fill up on granola for example, from the bulk bins, and then you tell the cashier how much the jar weighed so that they can subtract that out of the total weight. This is called tearing the jar. You can also transfer other foods to jars when you get home so that they don't go stale. It was a little too late for this cereal already, but I thought I'd save what I could. If you do want to just go ahead and recycle your jars, it's important to remove whatever paper is stuck onto the jar so that it can be properly recycled. It's not always easy to get the sticker off. If it's stuck on there pretty well, what you can do is soak the jars in warm soapy water for a few minutes and it should be able to peel or rub off. Use jars as a foaming soap dispenser. This is my favorite of the list. So I ordered hand soap tablets from the company Blueland. They create zero waste cleaning products. And you can buy glass spray bottles or dispensers for cleaning products and tablets of concentrate that you just dissolve in water. It's much cheaper and more sustainable in the long run because you're mostly using your own tap water. So I got this pack of 3 different scents. They all smell amazing. It was also really cool that it came in this packaging that looked like it uses recycled materials for cushioning, and it actually created a pretty good cushion. I also ordered this foaming dispenser kit from Amazon that allows you to turn mason jars into foaming soap dispensers. Besides that, all I needed was mason jars that I already had. And so the kit came with these really cute stickers that you can use to customize your jar and some adapters to fit onto the mason jar. There were dispensers as well that fit into the adapters, and this is what helps cause the soap to foam up. Unfortunately, some of this did come in single-use plastic, but the idea is to not buy any more hand soap dispensers, especially in a time when we should be washing our hands a lot. I wanted to have a way to make my soap refills zero waste. So I added the amount of water as designated on the Blueland website, and I dropped in the lavender eucalyptus hand soap tablet into the water and watched it dissolve. So I realized later it was supposed to be hot water, and so this took much longer the first time I tried it using cold water, but eventually you end up with a solution with little to no specks of soap left. All that's left was to remove the guard and then test it out. And I found that it actually foamed up quite nicely and all of the scents smell great. Lastly, I decided to customize my mason jar soap dispenser with a cute sticker that came with the pack. And yes, my OCD made me remove this immediately and place a sticker on perfectly straight. Hopefully some of these ideas were useful to you guys and maybe inspired you to come up with ideas of your own on what you can do with the jars that we get from our groceries, so things that are free or we're already paying for. By reusing some of these things, it'll save us money in the long run. And to reiterate, remember to focus on the first 2 R's of reduce, reuse, and recycle, and reducing our consumption of single-use products is really important in terms of changing what kinds of products we want as consumers, focusing less on buying multiples of things that we can maybe like buy a reusable water bottle and not have to buy a bunch of plastic ones, or like in the video, use a glass. And for the second R, reusing, as seen in this video, it's pretty easy to bring other purposes to objects that we already have. Yeah, doing these things before recycling is an important mentality to have. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Give it a like if you did, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Okay, it's too loud here. Hope you can't hear that. Waiting.